So, in 1994, while being the CEO of Pixar, Steve Jobs said the famous quote, "The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller." And he was not wrong. What you didn't know is that storytelling is how we've developed all our social norms and the foundations of our society. This book explains our evolution and demonstrates how the core of human cooperation lies in fictions, also called social constructs, also called imaginative realities, such as money, nations, human rights, and even religion. Harari defines an imaginative reality as something that everybody believes in, and as long as that collective belief exists, that idea will have power in the world. But since social constructs are not flawless and open doors for questioning, you will always find believers and unbelievers, two sides of the same coin. Furthermore, Harari explains that the difficulty in storytelling is not in the narration of the story itself, but making people believe in it. This means that for you to make an effective story that sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come, you don't need to make it flawless or avoid gray spots. You just need to respond to people's physical, emotional, or spiritual needs. This is a video they're gonna get me canceled. There are no gods in the universe, no nation, no money, no human rights, no laws, or justice outside of the collective imagination of humans. Maybe I shouldn't have said it like this. But I'm paraphrasing Yuval Harari on Sapiens. Let me explain, because this one is for you guys to think about. Due to our cognitive capacity, Homo sapiens seems to be the only ones who are able to live in a dual reality simultaneously. Meaning that although we have biological and objective characteristics, we as a society are ruled by abstract ideas such as the ones I said before. The way I would explain this concept is that it is an abstract idea that generates a common ground for millions of people, which in turn allows them to work together towards a common purpose. Oh yes, this is not a, oh, we live in a conspiracy type of video. I'm not trying to wake you up from anything. Go to sleep. Being aware does not prevent you from believing in something. Believing gives us hope. It keeps us alive. And a collective imaginative reality is actually more beneficial to our species than you might think. And also, as Harari mentions, whether you believe it or not, it is besides the point. One person not believing in these principles means nothing to the whole society. If you don't believe in money, it won't change the power that money has. You'll just be broke alone. The concept of collective imagination can be hard to understand, but Yuval Harari explained it very well with the legend of Peugeot. This was a quite eye-opening example to explain how the collective imaginative reality works and how all our principles are defined by it. I'm going to use more updated facts, but you'll get the point. So, Peugeot SA is a company with 200,000 employees as of 2020, if I'm not mistaken. All of these people who are strangers towards each other are still able to work together to ensure the success and profit of the company. The question is, does Peugeot SA actually exist? Let's think. In 2021, the company sold 1,240,851 vehicles, and if we destroy all of them, the company would still exist. They could build new cars. If you destroy the machines, the industries, and this is gonna be a tough one, but if you kill all the workers, Peugeot SA would still exist. If you fire the CEO and all the administrators and shareholders, the company would still exist. Because as much as they represent and work for the company, these things are not the company. Now let's switch. If the court orders Peugeot SA to be dissociated, then the vehicles would still work, the industries would still be built, and the workers would still be alive. But the company Peugeot SA would not exist anymore. This example shows that the existence of the company has no effect on the physical world. It only exists in our collective imagination. So let me tell you an interesting point about social constructs. This is deep. So as I said before, collective imaginative realities, aka social constructs, aka myths, are the reasons why we are able to create big networks of human cooperation, because we create common things to believe in, and as such we are able to cooperate with strangers as long as we have a common ground. You don't need to know somebody to trust their money. That said, you should never mistake a social construct with a lie or right or wrong. They are simply the foundations that we need if we want to work as a society. Anyhow, Harari explains that social constructs are maintained through oppression and exploitation because we don't all want to cooperate. Although we are used to cooperating with each other and it might seem natural, cooperation is rarely voluntary and egalitarian. We all have some laws that we don't agree with, but we all follow them because the contrary comes with consequences. According to him, this happens because social constructs are based on myths, and myths disappear when people start believing in them. So to preserve an imaginative order, there needs to be constant efforts to force people to act in accordance with the order. These efforts can include violence, such as armies and police officers, or coercion, such as publicity, marketing, storytelling, etc. Shit. This book is really a masterpiece. It is challenging everything. In this book, Yuval Harari clarifies why it is normal to not accept that everything that we are ruled by are social constructs and why we cannot run from them. First, he starts by explaining that we will never admit that what we live by is imaginative. We will always insist that we are ruled by an objective reality either created by the gods or by the laws of nature. Because, number one, an imaginative order is embedded in the natural world. Number two, an imaginative order shapes our dreams. And number three, an imaginative order is intersubjective. The most powerful forces in history are intersubjective: law, money, nations, and gods. So to change a social construct, you need to be on that level of power. Therefore, what you and I individually believe means nothing to the whole society. It's not because this book said that human rights are a social construct that we will stop fighting for them. And that's exactly the point. Paraphrasing him, we cannot escape social constructs. And when you think you've broken down the walls of prison and are running towards freedom, you're just running towards a larger party or from a larger prison. We are just all losers at this point. He's not wrong.